Alright, so whenever I do these toy reviews, I usually like to go pretty hard on these things because I don't want you guys thinking that I'm getting soft. This is actually a set of action figures that I was really looking forward to. I have to admit, when I saw that the Build-A-Figure was going to be Kingpin, I was a little disappointed because I was like, God, come on, guys. We already have two Kingpin figures, a black one, a white one. They're really nice. Do we really need another Kingpin? And then I saw it. And I was like, yeah, we do. And I'm really glad that the Build-A-Figure is Kingpin because this thing is truly amazing. God, I am so excited to get these toys open, put that thing together, and check this thing out. Compare it with the old ones. In this set, we got the Marvel's Puma, which basically this thing is a Puma or a mountain lion. We'll just go ahead and call him a mountain lion. It's a guy that turns into a mountain lion. He's like half man, half mountain lion. It's a character that we've never got in our action figure collection before, so I'm actually really excited about him. He's not one of my favorite characters. He's like no big deal character-wise, but action figure-wise, he's amazing, and it's the first time getting him in your toy room. And then you have the six-armed Spider-Man. This was a figure that I was actually really excited to get until I saw it. Man, they could have just, well, we'll get into that. They could have did a lot more, and they definitely came short on this one. Man, they really disappointed me on that one. I was just really, because it's like another Spider-Man, but it's six-armed Spider-Man, so I was really excited, and I saw it, and not that excited. And then you have the Black Cat. Now here's, God, like, this is what happens when Disney takes over. When people are like so worried about offending people, they're like, Black Cat used to be one of the sexiest Marvel action figures or Marvel characters ever made. And then this happens. It's like, hey, let's not give her cleavage, let's not make her sexy. I'm going to pull out the old action figure for you can see the difference between that one and this one. Now she's all covered up, real low key. And they just, come on guys, stay out of our action figures, stay out of the comic books. Like keep the female figures sexy. Like, come on, we're nerds. Give us something. Like, don't water down our comics and our action figures. This sucks. It's a new costume. I think it's a great toy. I'm glad that they made a figure of the new costume. I'm just bummed that the new costume should be like a thong and pasties, not like it should be less material, not more material. They're going in the wrong direction here, and that just kind of sucks. And then you have Silver Sable, first time in 6-inch. I'm really excited to get her. The costume is pretty much spot on. They could have did a little bit more with her. She's supposed to be chrome. I understand that they can't really do chrome. They could have at least given us some chrome guns. It looks pretty good. I'm excited to get her. Then you have the Red Goblin. Basically, if you take the Goblin, you throw him in the blender with Carnage, you get the Red Goblin. This toy is really cool, and it would have been amazing if they actually cared and they weren't so cheap, and they would have given us this glider. So you give us the Goblin, Red Goblin, Green Goblin, any Goblin, but then you don't give us a glider? Like, I don't see one hiding in the package. Maybe it's really small. That sucks, Hasbro. That really sucks. If anybody from Hasbro sees this video, that sucks. Give us the glider, because now we have a Goblin figure with no glider, and that just really sucks. Then you have Marvel's Night Thrasher. He's supposed to be in a gang, New Warriors or something. I'll put a picture of it in the video. Unless they did the whole gang, this figure, I mean, yes, it's a brand new action figure in my collection. I'm happy to have a brand new character in my collection on my shelf, but he's basically, he's a black guy. He's basically Marvel's generic version of Batman. And he's got like nunchucks and a skateboard. The toy looks okay. The character is just really lame. I mean, it's a new figure in my collection. I'm happy to get it, not too bummed out. Then you have the black Symbiote Spider-Man in the new costume. I didn't even know that he had a new costume. The toy actually looks good. The costume actually looks pretty good. I'm pretty excited to get this. Of course, we're going to get a couple Spider-Mans. It's a Spider-Man set. Let's crack these things open, put that Kingpin together, and check it out. Okay, so here they are all opened up, got them on the board. You can kind of check the scale on it. That Spider-Man with the 6 arms is actually a little bit smaller than I thought he was going to be, which I'm cool. I like the Spider-Man a little bit on the short side. I also have them lined up from my favorite to my least favorite. Of course, this Kingpin is my favorite, and then when we're done with this, we're going to check them out one at a time, so don't think that you're going to get off easy, and I'm just going to zip through this and we're going to be done. No, this one's going to be a while. You got Kingpin down here. This thing, I don't want to get into too much. He's amazing. He's my favorite figure in the set. Then you have the Puma. He's my second favorite brand new character in the set. Then you have the Red Goblin. Once again, a new character. First time ever in 6-inch. Silver Sable. First time. I think they did a good job on her. Black Cat. This is where the line starts to go downhill a little bit. I like it. They did a great job. It's just, wow. Night Thrasher, cool toy, just really stupid character, at least I think so. The Symbiote new black suit Spider-Man, and then the least favorite in the bunch, the 6-armed. We're going to start back down here with the Kingpin. Alright, so here's this Kingpin, and I got him sitting here with these other Kingpins. When they said they were going to do a Kingpin, I have to admit, I was a little bummed out. Because I was going, I got great Kingpins. I don't need another Kingpin. And then I saw it. At least on the screen, and I was like, yeah, man, that thing's pretty good. And then after they show them on the screen at Comic-Con, they go ahead and they pull these things down, they put them in the display. And when they put it in the display, I was like, there's no way that action figure is actually going to be that good in real life. And now that I have him, I actually think that he's better. I'm not going to pull these two other ones out for side-by-side comparisons because I'm sure you can see that these things actually really suck compared to this new one. And we're going to take a quick, maybe not a quick look, but we are going to take a good look at this thing. First off, we got the screaming face on it, which I thought was amazing. I also think the other one is amazing. Let's go ahead and hold that up there for... You can go with like the plain face, which they did a really good job on this. A screaming face, which they also did a really good job. They really didn't need to do two heads on this. I was really happy with either one. I'm glad that they did. It gives you an option. If you want to pose it one way, then you can switch it up, you know, take a picture or whatever. I really don't do that kind of stuff, but I understand the attraction, the guys that do it. This suit is amazing. First off, I'm just going to go right out and say it. I've been collecting Marvel Legends since the beginning. I have every single one they've ever did, for the most part. It's not that this is like the best action figure in the set. It's not like this is going to be the best action figure of 2019. I'm thinking this could possibly be the best action figure that Marvel Legends has ever did. I said it. It's out there. Look at this figure. I always complain about the pins in these things. Like, I hate it. It's like a pet peeve of mine. You see the pins in the knees? This action figure, this Kingpin, they did it before. I think they did it with like the Teenage Groot. There's not one pin on this whole entire action figure. He does have a single knee, and I know a lot of you guys are going to complain that he has a single knee. I mean, he's like a 1,000-pound fat guy. I mean, how much articulation should this guy have? I think that that's more than plenty. He's got like alligator skin shoes. That is just amazing. Like, God, they did a good job on that. Let me get the light over here a little bit better because I don't want you to miss out on any of this. Single knee, it could look a little bit better when it's open, but I'm not going to display him like that. I'm going to display him just like this. He also has a single elbow, swivels at the elbow, ball and socket on the wrist, ball and socket on the shoulder. They did a great job on that. I'm not real sure if I got that clipped in all the way. They got this like ab crunch up top here, which for a big guy, I think that's plenty. It doesn't look like he turns at the waist. They have a ball on the top of the thigh. They have the thigh cut here, which I don't like because then the seam in his pants gets off. I actually want that thing lined up. As far as the ankles go, they got an ankle pivot. You don't get a whole lot out of that because of the pants, but this thing is just amazing. I love the fist hand with the pinky ring on there. like that big ruby. I love the cane with the diamond on there. I think it could be a little bit clearer or something. I don't like how it's like kind of like misty color in there. This thing is amazing. Like I love everything about it. The thing that sucks about this is that now I'm gonna have to go on eBay, buy another one because I don't want to buy a whole nother set. I hate when they do this with Build-A-Figures. And then I'm going to have to put that, what is it, the Shadow King head on it, because I definitely have to have that twice. I was thinking I could put the Shadow King head on one of these other ones, but these other ones are just way too small. Like, they're not even close to being the same scale as this guy. If you take this one, and then if you hold his head up there, it just doesn't work. That thing does have like a little pin head, but this head is way too big for something like that. This action figure is truly amazing. I am just completely blown away that Marvel Legends gave us something this cool. And it's crazy because I didn't even want a new Kingpin. Like, you could have asked me to name 100 figures that I want. He wouldn't have been one of them. I'm really glad that I got him. All right, now we're going to be checking out this Puma. And we were thinking, when they first made this guy, everybody's like, well, they're never going to make an action figure not reuse the parts for something. Well, they finally figured out something they could use them on. I'm glad they waited. I'm glad they took their time because I think it's a perfect reuse of parts. They killed it. I don't even care. It's basically got the same feet, same arms, and that's about it. The rest of it, I think they did a great job on this action figure. It looks just how he's supposed to look. I like the necklace. The only thing that is weird is that he's got feathers coming directly out of his head. Like, you don't see like a bandana or nothing. It's just, that just looks really weird. The one on his arm, that's just something they slid over. I'm totally cool with that. I used to think that was them cheating or whatever, but it works, and I'm happy that they're doing it. The feet, they're the same feet as the other ones. They could have painted the nails. It's crazy because they painted the nails on this one, but they didn't paint the toenails on this one. They painted the claws on this one, but then they didn't. It's like, I don't get why they're so cheap. It's like, this is like a really cool action figure. If they would have did a little bit more, it would be an amazing action figure. Like, they're so close to action figure perfection, but that extra like 2 or 3 cents that they could have put into this thing to make it amazing, like, it looks like they actually did like a little wash on the fur. It's a good action figure, a little bit of effort. If you guys are customizers, you guys this could be an amazing action figure. Once again, I love the head sculpt. I love the open mouth on there. Whenever they do an open mouth, it's a lot more work for them because they got to paint inside of the mouth. They got to paint the teeth. They did a great job. It's a great action figure. It's a new action figure. And then we have the Red Goblin. And I think the Red Goblin's really cool. I'm really glad that we have a Red Goblin in our collection now. So it's basically you take the Green Goblin, you take Carnage, you mash them together, you get the Red Goblin. That's what you got here. If you look at the Green Goblin over here, he's got a glider. I mean, if you would have just repainted that and throw it in the package and maybe put like some little clip-on flame crap on it, I would have been totally cool with that. I don't know why you couldn't have did that. That just really sucks that you went that cheap on it. If you look at this thing up close, first off, it has the pumpkin bomb that's separate that'll come out of the hand. They did a great job on that. Tons of details. Sculpt work is amazing. On the arms, they got those little stick-on deals. I wonder if it's the same as this. Yeah, of course. God, they're cheap. So all that stick-on crap is basically, God, it's like the same as that figure right behind it. Like, but they cut a hole in it and stuck. All right. I still love it. They're really cheap. It's just basically that action figure that's right behind it with a different head. And they stuck a tail up its ass. And the tail is like some big chunk of rubber that doesn't do anything. That there should be wire or something or something. It doesn't, like, it just, you bend it, it goes right back. I still love it. It's still a cool action figure. It's my third favorite figure in the set. Here he is, the Red Goblin. I don't really know what else to say about it. You pretty much already have this action figure. It's right behind it, but now it's slightly different. But hey, that's Marvel Legends, and we all love Marvel Legends, don't we? Alright, so I don't like pulling out the 5-inch, but sometimes I just feel like it's necessary. This happened to be one of those times. The reason why I'm pulling out the 5-inch is because 20 years ago, they actually used to really care about the toys that they would give us. At the time, this was the best that they could do, and I think that they did a great job. This thing is real chrome. It's a chrome action figure, which is something that they refuse to do they tell you that they can't do. It's too expensive, it's too this, it will chip if it's articulated. Well, this has articulation and there's no chips on it. So obviously that's a lie, because they can chrome an action figure, but they won't because they refuse to go the extra mile. So instead we get this weird, shitty, marbly, gray plastic, which I still like this toy. Don't think that I'm knocking it because I love it. I'm really glad that we got a 6-inch Silver Sable. But if you could do this good 20 years ago, you think that toys should be amazing. This was like, I don't know, $4.99. Now this is like $20, $22, depending on where you get it at. Come on, guys, give us a little bit more. Back then you gave us silver guns. Now you give us some black, like reused Nerf guns, which the guns kind of suck. This thing had a holster. The gun could actually come out. It also has a knife. The knife can actually come out. I think, yes, this is obviously a better toy than that. That's not the point. The point is that back then, they actually cared. They weren't so money hungry. This is just a figure that you already have. They stick on some extra stuff, which they're probably going to reuse someplace else. They give you some guns that you already have. A little holster harness thing, which if you don't have, you will have again over and over. The hair, I think, is new. I'm sure the head is sculpt is probably... It's got a bandana on it. Could be new. But I love the action figure. It's got a little wobble in it. I love it. It's Silver Sable. It's the first time we got it. I think that it's good. It just... I gotta love-hate with this action figure game. I love the toy. I love the character. I'm glad we got it. I just hate it because they could be giving us so much more for $20, $22. I have this black cat in the new costume. And I have to say, the new costume... Why does she need a new costume again? Because the new costume really sucks compared to the old costume. The old costumes are great. That thing is horrible. We'll go ahead and look at these one at a time just because it's Black Cat. This is the old Toy Biz one. This thing, I'm pretty sure this is old toy. Either way, this action figure really, really sucks. This thing goes in the very back of my shelf. To try to hide it, I should get rid of it, but if I sold it, it's probably worth, I don't know, 25 cents, so I may as well just hang on to it for that. And then you have this one, which I thought this thing was great. We'll do a side-by-side comparison with these. This is the Black Cat. I think they did a great job on this. There was really no point to redo the Black Cat, probably because they're talking about making a movie someday, so they figured, let's do a Black Cat and a Silver Sable. She has high heels on, so of course she can't stand, but God, they did a great job. The hips are a little wide, but and the ass, God, wow, man, they did a good job on that action figure. I mean, a really good job. So this is what action figures used to look like. Hot action figures. This is Marvel Legends. This isn't like some adult collector thing. And now this is what they look like. All conservative. This looks like Soccer Mom Cat, Black Cat. This is like the Black Cat that you don't bring home to Soccer Mom. They did a great job on this thing. I love this action figure. This thing, I mean, it's a new costume. I'm glad that I have it. It just isn't that great of an action. Well, it's a good action figure. And then you have the Diamond Select version of this. Now, granted, this thing over here is the same price as this. I picked this thing up for like $20, and I got this thing for like $25 after tax and everything because I bought it at a comic book store. So $25, all you get for accessory is the whip. This thing, look at this. This is what Black Cat is supposed to look like. Could you imagine if they actually gave us cool toys like this? Like this is what we like. We're nerds, guys. Come on. How amazing is that action figure? Like, that's action figure perfection right there. Yes, of course, articulation sucks, but do you really care? Like, does it really matter? Come on, guys. Does it? When you got all this, look at that. Jesus Christ. Like, everything, man, this is a great action figure. Who cares about the articulation? She comes with the diamond. Let's put her down for a second. She comes with the safe. She has money in the safe. The money comes out. Has some comic books or something here. Kevin Smith on there. Folders, files. That's cool. You can close the safe. Maybe you can close the safe. Door's sticking a little bit. And then it comes with this big giant play set, which normally I don't really like stuff like this, but they did such a good job. They did a wood floor, like a painted wall, did a great job. They got a full-blown Spider-Man on the back of the wall. This was $20. This is a $20 action figure. You get all of this. Let's just, come on, let's put things in perspective, guys. $20. Which, I mean, even if you get this at a good price, this is $22. $20, $22. All of this, cleavage, or soccer black cat, soccer mom black cat. This Night Thrasher, and really the only thing that I like about this Night Thrasher is that he's a new character in my collection. Other than that, it sucks. It's got... Looks like it's, I'm not even going to pull them out, but I'm pretty sure that's like the Beetle's upper body, probably like Iron Man's legs or somebody. I'm sure you'll let me know in the comments because you guys love going to your collection and seeing where the reused parts came from because you know that they're reused. He's not a horrible action figure. The skateboard thing, I just think, I don't know, that I don't get it, man. This guy's like, I think he's like supposed to be super rich, like Bruce Wayne or something, and his weapon choice is reused nunchucks or batons from Daredevil and a skateboard, which is just a hunk of plastic that doesn't even look good. At least they could have given us a decent skateboard. But here he is. He's no big deal. He's a new character in the collection. That's really the only thing that's cool about this. For comparison, I just pulled out one Black Spidey. He's my favorite Black Spidey. I didn't want to pull out the whole collection because I pulled out the whole collection of Black Spideys when I reviewed this guy, and I didn't want this video to be exactly like that video. So here it is. It's real similar to being the same exact action figure. I do like the claw hands. The claw hands you've seen before. I like the claw feet, which the claw feet you've also seen before. I just really like this version of the black suit Spider-Man. I just think he's cool. Like, I mean, it's black suit Spider-Man, Symbiote Spider-Man is like my favorite Spider-Man of all, and I actually really like this. I like that the eye lenses are like popped off of the head. Either that or they're not glued on there very well. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. One is definitely popped off more than the other one. But I think they killed it. I left out the spider's different on his chest. I mean, he's cool. He's definitely a cool action figure. This one has a hole where the web comes out of. This one doesn't. I don't know if the web comes out of the top of the hand on this version. I have no clue. I've never seen him in the comic book. I didn't even know he had a new costume until I went to San Diego Comic-Con. They pulled him up and they're like, Spider-Man, new costume. And I was like, I didn't know he had a new costume. But he is a cool toy. He's Spider-Man. Everybody loves Spider-Man, and everybody's favorite Spider-Man is probably the Black Spider-Man, the Symbiote Spider-Man. At least he's mine. All right, last and probably least, you have the 6-armed Spider-Man. And this is an action figure I was really looking forward to until I got it. And it just totally falls short. Yes, they put a ton of work in the sculpt. The sculpt on this toy is absolutely insane. They did a great job there. But if you can't paint the webs on the Spider-Man, like, why can't you? You could paint the web on a Spider-Man 20 years ago, but you can't do it now. Like, this thing also has the 6 arms. You could squeeze his legs. It's got an action. There's no weird button on his back. That's cool. I know that they don't put actions and action figures anymore, and I'm totally cool with that, but they actually used to give you accessories. Like, could you imagine if they gave us like a cool like web bat and a cool web boxing glove? Instead, you get nothing. You don't get a Build-A-Piece. You don't get any accessories. They definitely fell short on this. Then you have this one. This thing is also like 20 years old. You can like bend him over backwards, like make him walk backwards like a spider. He also has the 6 arms, which this was like my favorite version. I always hated like the idea that he didn't want to be Spider-Man, so I'm going to take some shit to try to not be Spider-Man, which who wouldn't want to be Spider-Man? Just don't be Spider-Man. Like, it's not like you look like the Beast or something. Why are you trying not to be Spider-Man? That was just totally stupid that he just tried to take something to not be Spider-Man. If they're going to make a 6-arm one, I would have rather they made this 6-arm one because I like this one more than I like this one. Although this is a cool toy. they just came a little short. These red pins and that red hinge on there, God, and the fact that they couldn't paint the lines black, it just ruins it. Like, this is what they used to do. This was like a $15 action figure. It came with the big giant base, tons of black wash. The toy looks amazing. Did they paint the lines? No. But did they need to? No, because look at all that. 15 bucks. I think it was like, it's probably 15 bucks. And this is like 22 bucks. This is it. You see the difference here, guys? Everybody seeing this? I guess that's it. I already told you my favorite, my final thoughts. This line's pretty cool. I would definitely pick it up. It's not a lot of new characters. I already did comparisons. I think we're done. Thanks for watching.